Coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10 if you're on nickname terms, is one of those molecules that quietly holds the whole show together while rarely getting a standing ovation. It's nestled deep in your cells, embedded in the inner membrane of your mitochondria, the very spot where your body churns out ADP, the universal energy currency. Without CoQ10, this cellular energy production line starts to falter, like an old car running on stale gasoline. And as you age or start taking certain medications, cough statins, your CoQ10 levels start to dip, just when your body might need it the most. A coincidence? Unlikely. Let's talk mitochondria, muscle fatigue, and why CoQ10 may be the aging heart's best friend. To understand the role of CoQ10, we need to zoom into the electron transport chain, the final stage of cellular respiration. Here, CoQ10 functions as a critical shuttle, ferrying electrons between complexes 1 and 2 to complex 3. Without this handoff, electrons can't complete their journey and ADP production grinds to a halt. But it's not just about energy. CoQ10 also serves as a potent antioxidant, helping to neutralize free radicals generated during oxidative phosphorylation. That means CoQ10 doesn't just help produce energy, it protects the very machinery that produces it. So, why does this matter more as you age? Because mitochondrial efficiency naturally declines with time. Older cells generate less ADP and more oxidative stress, kind of like a factory that still works, but belches more smoke. Reduced CoQ10 levels contribute to this dysfunction, compounding the fatigue, muscle weakness, and slower recovery that many aging individuals experience. It's no surprise, then, that interest in CoQ10 as a longevity-supporting molecule has exploded in the last 2 decades. But the heart is where CoQ10 really flexes its biochemical muscles. The myocardium, heart muscle, is one of the most energy-demanding tissues in the body. It relies heavily on constant ADP production to maintain its relentless beat. Studies have shown that individuals with heart failure often exhibit significantly reduced CoQ10 levels in cardiac tissue. Supplementation in these patients has been associated with improved ejection fraction, reduced hospitalizations, and even lower mortality in some trials. The QSYMBIO study, for example, found that patients with chronic heart failure who took 300 milligrams of CoQ10 daily had a 43% reduction in cardiovascular mortality over 2 years. That's not a small blip on the radar, that's a metabolic rescue mission. Now, enter the statins. These cholesterol-lowering medications are among the most prescribed drugs worldwide. They inhibit HMG-CoA reductase, the same enzyme that helps synthesize both cholesterol and CoQ10. Yes, that's right, the same metabolic assembly line that pumps out LDL also feeds your mitochondrial power plants. By blocking it, statins lower LDL cholesterol, good, but also lower endogenous CoQ10, not so good, especially in the skeletal muscles and heart. For many patients, this manifests as statin-associated muscle symptoms, SAMs, aches, fatigue, and in some cases, serious myopathy. This is where CoQ10 supplementation becomes not just helpful, but potentially vital. Multiple studies have shown that supplementing with CoQ10 can reduce muscle pain and fatigue in statin users, improve mitochondrial function, and restore some of the lost biochemical balance without interfering with the drug's lipid-lowering effects. It's like refueling the engine while still applying the brakes on LDL synthesis. But CoQ10's benefits go beyond symptom relief. It also helps stabilize cell membranes, supports endothelial function, a big deal in hypertension and atherosclerosis, and reduces biomarkers of inflammation, such as CRP. Some evidence even suggests CoQ10 may modulate gene expression linked to oxidative stress and mitochondrial biogenesis, opening the door to broader anti-aging implications. That said, not all CoQ10 supplements are created equal. The ubiquinol form, the reduced, active version, is generally more bioavailable than ubiquinone, especially in older adults whose capacity to convert ubiquinone may be impaired. Doses of 100 to 300 milligrams per day are typical in cardiovascular applications, though higher amounts may be used therapeutically under supervision. So, is CoQ10 the fountain of youth in a capsule? Probably not. But it's certainly a keystone molecule for mitochondrial resilience, especially in the context of aging, energy decline, and cardiovascular risk. Think of it as mitochondrial middleware, keeping the system stable, responsive, and resistant to stress. For statin users, it might be the missing piece that makes continued therapy tolerable and sustainable. For older adults in general, It could mean fewer days of fatigue and more days of functional vitality. In a world where we're all trying to live longer and better, supporting the cell's energy factories isn't a fringe idea. It's a core strategy. And CoQ10, despite its humble name and vitamin-like appearance, is proving itself to be a remarkably effective advocate for the aging heart, one mitochondrion at a time.